Hello and welcome once again to What's Going On. I'm Arcturus and we're here on the Forerunner server to bring you the latest in what's going on in Watcher of Realms. As ever, this is a community-based podcast, so please do remember to like, share, hype, subscribe, and let others know about the podcast, because it really does help grow the channel and spread the word about the podcast. So this week we have had a small, and I mean very small, patch come out on Forerunners that we will go over. There's a couple of other topics to talk about. There's obviously a bit of controversy around some things that have happened in the last week, but hopefully this is just a blip. We know the Halloween event is coming and there's some positive news in that, so that's definitely something to look forward to. And hopefully the podcast will be a bit more positive in the coming weeks. So first of all, we want to go over a comment from last week from one of the viewers, and it's Horlians, and he was talking about the Zerbus and the impact that's having on the game. And it basically goes over saying that it's limiting to say that Moonton are only going to sell new heroes to it, and suggest that there might be other things that they can do, instead of increased gear slots or bring out modifications to old heroes like Fenris and Cratch. But yeah, I think there's a lot to talk about here. I mean, I can't see that Moonton are going to be that keen to do too much more to Cratch. They've given him a rework already, and I think it's not bad for this content because he's basically the physical version of Beatrix. But I'm not entirely sure that they're going to do something which makes his target lock do significantly more than it's already doing. I think the fundamental problem with the Bulwark phase, the Spellbane form at the moment, is the fact that there's no tank, and people are having to rely on Ezrein to provide any sort of protection, and that's not a great strategy, I don't think. And I think everyone's finding that it's not the best way forward. And I think some of the best teams are running 6 healers or inspiration units in order to try and get anywhere with that content. There's something missing at the moment in Zerbus, and I don't know what it is, but Moonton just need to let us know. I think that's what I would say to all of these Gacha game people, is that by all means sell hard content, but at the same time tell the players what the roadmap is, because otherwise people just get frustrated and quit, and that's not good for the life of the game. Sebastian, anything to add?
Okay. No, I really wanted to highlight this comment because like I was telling Arturos, over the last 3 weeks, how we've been perceiving the game has been in a way has been really what was the word that it was kind of in the dark period, right? It's like we're not getting a great feeling about it. But then we get a comment like this from somebody that seems to have this sunshine and rainbows perspective, because he's thinking, hey, they might do this, they might do that, they might add on to this and all this stuff, right? But in terms of the game development, is typically, if, especially with other gacha games or MMORPGs, games like this in the genre, typically we get indications of harder content coming about. So all these points that you bring in here about Pantheon increases, maybe a gear slot coming in or anything like that, they would have, ideally, it would have been smarter for them to roll that out and then bring in Matrix 1 as it is. And so part of the discussion and part of the issue that I've been having with this content is that they pretty much said, we have a game, we have constructed a game, but we're not going to even make it possible for anybody to reach a certain threshold. And right now, the only ones that are really benefiting from this content right now is if you have a very strong pairing of a group of 30 people together that then can meet a certain threshold that then allows them to bring that boss down and get the extra rewards. So last week in the global server, only 60 people benefited from that. Again, this is the discussion that we're having, increasing that gap between P2W and F2P. So for this individual here, in bringing all of this about, I'm going to agree with you that they could possibly do all of this, but they should have done it right at the front. They put the cart before the horse. That's my major problem with all of this. So in order for you to then to catch up, they're going to try to sell you everything that they can, everything possible. And while I do foresee possibly them finally increasing the levels of the Pantheon, there have been no indications that they're going to do that. And they already kind of gave us a roadmap in terms of the developer interview. If you wanted to call that a developer interview, essentially what it was for them was just an exhibition of saying, here's what we have done, here's what we're thinking about doing. We haven't even implemented it 3 months after that interview. And here, we're selling you skins. That's essentially what it was. And it wasn't really an interview, because anytime that those content creators tried to ask questions, they were shut down. And essentially was, hey, just send us the feedback in. But guess what? When you send them feedback in, they don't respond to it. They go quiet. So I understand that you have a great perspective on what Muntan might do here in the future. I do not share that. I don't. So just get used to it, because you're going to get the next great cultist lord that can do some immense amount of damage, especially when she has summon units around. Or you're going to get somebody that you're going to need to hit 400 engines to possibly get a copy of one. So that is the way that the game is being formatted lately. It's been the indication now for 9 months. And if you can't get around that, then that's going to be a you issue once you understand that all of the stuff that you highlighted here may not show up until the third 3.5 years if the game's still running. So that was the only thing as to why I wanted to bring this up, because I do understand that there is a group of people that really see this as a favorable move, or they don't have a problem with it. And if that's the way that they want to approach the game, they want to keep playing about it, that's fine. But right now you also have a very good, I would say a significant group of people in the community that are getting tired of it. They are getting tired of it. I have seen clusters starting to shrink, mergers happening left and right because guilds are getting weaker. If you can't see that as a problem, I don't know what to tell you then. You can just keep hoping that this is going to be the resolution at the end of the line, but I don't see it anytime soon. So thank you very much for tuning in, watching, providing this comment. It certainly provided something for us to talk about, and we can keep discussing it. And if you feel like this, then go ahead, keep sharing your thoughts. But yeah, at this point, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing all the sunshines in rainbows that you are seeing. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully they get their heads out of their butts and actually do something productive.
Honestly, I'm slightly more optimistic. I think you're as cynical as Sebastian. It's just the way you've written it. If Sebastian thinks you're being hugely positive, I think you're being very cynical. But and that's why you're saying that you're hoping that the CC community is able to push back on them. So we'll see how this comes out. But yeah, let's see what comes in the near future. Right, so jumping back into the game, so let's have a look at this update they rolled out. They barely rolled out to Forerunners. Now, all of you who were desperate for rare skill crystals because they've removed them from all of the other content in the game because people complained, we don't want these rewards. They've now found a way to sell them to you. They're now putting them in the arena shop. So just for your own entertainment, they are available. Oh, good grief, all these pop-ups. Arena shop, so we're here. They now here. 50, you can buy 3 of them a week. They are 50 arena coins each. There you go. I have 160, so I'm not exactly running it. And you can buy them daily. So wow, for those of you who are really, really desperate to stock up on rare skill crystals and deplete your arena coins, there you go, an opportunity to do so. Yeah, it just means you can do your guild contributions now and not worry too much about it and use up all those arena coins you've got stored up. You can buy more auto fights from the arena shop. It's gone from 30 a day to 50 a day. So again, another sink for arena coins. Right, so this is a very niche issue. This affects when you're running someone like Diaochan with Nerissa. And basically, the inspiration from Diaochan, which is weaker than from Nerissa, would overwrite because it cycles faster. They've now changed it so it's the stronger one will take effect, not the one that's, the other way around. Anyway, so they fixed it. So very small number of people this affected, but yeah, it's now sorted. Okay, now I never encountered this. Apparently there was an issue where a basic attack would fail to launch in Tide. They've sorted out hero promotion interface. Psychic powers now stacked. So let's just jump in and let's see that in operations. So you come here. So come here, we go upgrade. Oh, work. Promote. And, oh no, wait, I was right the first time. So star up, and there you go. So here you go. Rather than having 12 of these things, they just stack up, and you can click them on, click them off, and it just stacks them like that, rather than having to go like that. They've also added little minus symbols, made them a bit more obvious, rather than just having to click on the unit to make it go away. They've added that symbol in. They don't mention it, but it's just another quality of life feature they've snuck out. Okay, what else was there? Updated demons.
I noticed. So the psychic powers are stacking up, but I did not see the food hero stack up. That would have been nice if they would have done that as well. So
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
well, something to send in.
Feedback.
Mm-hmm. And then it'll take a year before it can.
Optimize the display source for demon soldiers to give you more information about where they come from. That is on this page in the demon soldiers, and you're coming here and you're going source. You click there, get materials. It's this one that they've now updated to say where you can get things from, expanded where you can get void cores from. So yeah, just nothing amazingly exciting on that one. You can see really ripping through this. It joins right. So bot strongholds. Bot strongholds we will talk about. They have arrived in GvG, and there's some interesting things about them. And I think, yeah, we'll just finish this off because it takes 30 seconds. So bot strongholds now are they rolled them out. They were supposed to always deal less damage to the overall percentage, but now they've fixed it 1 week after deployment for them to actually have that impact. They solved it and they fixed the anti-cheat mechanism for Tide. I want to know what the cheat was for Tide because interested people want to know. I've asked a whole cluster and nobody knew what the cheat for Tide was, but apparently there was one. And yes, the cultist faction trials have been nerfed. So they've made them easier for people to participate in classic Moonton style. They rolled this out on a Friday, the day after the cultist faction trial closed. So no one got the opportunity to, 2 days after the faction trials had closed, so no one got the opportunity to run it. I will try and get through them this Wednesday and get the videos up on my channel separately. So that was the entirety of the patch. And that took 7 minutes to talk through and shooting off in other directions.
Well, and you can tell when they take those long extended vacations, right? Because we get these size patches or no patches at all. So at least they got something up before they left for vacation.
Yeah. So bot towers. Bot towers are here. So this is what they look like in the grand scheme. So you have your standard 4 stronghold and the main stronghold, and then you have a bot tower. The bot tower is entirely separate. You do not have to break the bot tower in order to get into the main stronghold. This is a separate thing in its whole existence. What we have here are a number of bot guards of varying team compositions, which are using a Season 1 map for the towers, and I think it's a Season 4 map for the keeps. So it's a very old map. And yeah, it's a nice idea, but my main problem with it, because I think this could have been done if they'd used the current map, it would have helped people with the current season. But by using an old map, it doesn't help anybody at all. I will say that all of these units are A0, so don't expect them to be particularly challenging things to beat, but you don't have to worry about monkey business at all when facing the Wukong in these maps.
Okay.
What else is...
So I briefly. Sorry.
Yeah. So I, for science and loss of standing, I tried out a couple of them, and these are using the preset teams that it will have a look at momentarily, and this is just it going completely on auto, just to see how it works. I mean, the strategy overall isn't bad, but this is perfectly functional against a zero team, but I think you'd run into problems if it was anything stronger. And yeah, you've got the Frozen Guardian and the Frost Guardian and the GF just going to town and running through everything. So it's pretty straightforward. It requires just to do BP affiliation on that, and you just press go. You get the fewer opportunity for rewards. There's no chance of getting demon chests. Overall, you get things like guild coins. You get reduced rewards. So you've got, if you want to do something, and every single tower that's left, you've got no chance of hitting, and you want to contribute to the guild GvG battle, this is something you can do. And that's my only positive thing I can say about it at the moment, is if there's nothing else you can hit and you've got attacks left, you can hit this. Yeah. The attacks, they've got these auto attack plans. These are presets. And what's nice about them is it gets you to think about how they work. So again, if you're learning GvG, there's something positive here. It tells you like how to think about setting up your team. It even puts the affiliation order in for people. And then it's got some set for towers and keeps. And again, it's a nice idea. They say you can't share these codes, but one of the other reason I wanted to do these was to prove that you could share the codes. Because if you come out of here and look at my other battles that I've done on these, God, where are they? Battle record, personal record. No, it's the other one. Personal record. Yeah. So this is a default code. I tested to see if I could share a code, and it will generate a code that you can share. But again, it's not valid for this season towers. So if I'm being pernickety, you can share the code. But yeah. But what's interesting, the other thing is they scale based on your account strength. So my account strength, it's determined that a 380k tower is an acceptable defense. If you look at some of my guild mates, if we just come in here, so Mac's side, he's got a stronger account than me, and we go to play, it says that the enemy bot has got 414 BP versus my 380k. So it's obviously doing some scaling somewhere to try and make it so if you are a weaker account, you can compete in the guild with these towers as well.
Okay, so just so people know, when you are doing these runs, it takes attempts from you, or you just
It does take
is it
attempts.
going to
Yeah.
ask you to? Yeah. Okay. All right. And so this then just like diminishes the opponent's HP bar just a tad. Then is that how it's going to work?
Yeah, so it's like a standard tower is like 0.2 it takes out, or this will take out like half of that. So it's doing something. In a really close match, you might want to go, we've got 15 attacks left. We can just hammer the tower. And people in the top guilds are going, no, we're not going to touch them. We're not going to touch them. I bet they will. They will. I mean, because if you could...
You will. No, there's no question on this because listen, if we can, because every time the Rising Horde, when we get together almost at the end of every match, we pretty much look at the bars and say, okay, how many attacks do we need to either make sure that we win, or how many attacks do we need to fail to lose, right?
Yeah.
So if we do the math and then say, okay, we need 6 successful attempts, and then I can come into the strong and maybe throw 3 in here just to clinch it. What do you think we're going to do?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to throw 3 attacks in here. Yeah. No. So don't tell me that because no, we go. So yeah, no. It won't happen like that. Listen.
Yeah. I mean, Air Max and Jacob.
Guild yeah. Go ahead and finish that.
I was going to say, Air Max and Jacob are saying, no, this shouldn't exist in Overlord. But at the end of the day, and any win that involves bot tower things isn't a true victory. Like, yeah, you're not going to be saying that when you're sucking the loss, because it's points at the end of the day, and it's the season. You will make the decisions that are best for your guild in the moment. And the best decision for your guild in the moment is going to be saying, we've got 15 attacks left. If we take out 3% of the guild, the enemy guild, we can clinch this. Or it's like 0.2, 0.3 apart because it's a really tight match between you and your opponent. You're going to be going, just hit the bot tower. Just get those victories in.
Yeah, it's kind of rich coming from the Dragon Shire community that, they're not going to use this to manipulate things when they just got done manipulating the last set of matches here as we were wrapping up the season. So if the top guilds are going to see an opportunity to cheese this, they're going to do it. Don't tell me that nobody's going, because I'm telling you, my cluster is going to be doing the same thing. They're going to look at this and say, can we take an opportunity from this, especially how things are designed? And how long have we been harping about Guild War design when it comes to the point system, that it needs to be revised, the matchmaking. And then they introduce this. It's just going to add another piece, another mess to the whole system for people to cheese it. And then here we are again, Moonton not fixing issues that need their attention and then trying to solve it by introducing stuff like this that they think is going to benefit the people, but in top competitions, no, it won't. It's just going to end up hurting people.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I really feel that this is a learner tool, and I really think they missed a trick by using this current season's map, because I really think that would have helped people. It would have helped people go, okay, so this is the challenge I'm facing today. This is how I can use my units facing these sorts of opponents. Okay, all of the units I'm facing are A0, and I'm going to be up against A3, A4, A5 units. Yeah. But it would at least give me a thought of, this is how I build my team to take on these units. And it gives you the core. But look, using a map from so long ago, it doesn't help. And people are still going to feel frustrated by the map. They're still going to feel disengaged. And the worst thing is, because the new units, the Emberfire, the Rats, are so crucial to this next season, you don't even get an opportunity to get them from doing them, fighting bot towers, because they're specifically excluded from the rewards list. So and you'll get something, but you're not going to be getting the things you really need to excel. And getting a Glacius, getting an Emberfire, getting a Slaughterer, or your I want to call them gluten freeze. Your GFs to the next level.
I don't know.
your GS to the next level. I mean, that's the thing that's really going to make a difference to your account and GvG enjoyment. So, yeah, I think it's a swing and a miss. There was potential. It's the bloody demon trials all over again. I mean, there's a core of a good idea here, and it could just be taken to that next level, and it's just it's a disappointing implementation.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go back to what I said 2 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago when we first started talking about this. Is I think that once you reach Plat 3, this should lock up. This should not be available to you once you reach that level, and then you have to then attack the opponent and then try to work on developing your account or developing your demon soldiers, or try to get those chests, those mystery chests. This seems like, again, this is all the GvG for dummies ideology that I've been harping around to make things easy for people, or people that want to disengage from this. But as we already talked about, we already deciphered that this can be cheese. So I'm still gonna go with giving them feedback that this, once you reach Plat 3, this should lock out. It should not be available to the guild.
Yeah, I think where the challenge that becomes then, where you get to that border between Plat 3 and Overlord, and then the game has to sort of determine whether it's enabled for both guilds or whether it's not. And I don't think their coding is mature enough to deal with that. And so it will be enabled for both guilds. And because they can't enable it because of that discrepancy, they can't implement it to lock out at a specific ranking. This is the whole thing about having different tiers that people have talked about. I just don't think they have the capacity, the capability to lock it down in any specific way. Otherwise, you'd be able to reduce the number of attacks that people in Apex can do on people in Plat 3, because that's where they're getting free points effectively, because they've got arena accounts which are so strong, getting free wins and pushing them further up the rankings.
And okay, so how long are we gonna use the War of Embers coding as an excuse for them? I think that we're already 2-3 years in, that I think that we have to, they have to show us that they are capable of running PvP systems in this game. It's enough already. This is another thing I've been harping about. They're not equipped to run PvP systems in the game, and this is the limitations. So don't introduce stuff that is not going to help in the long run. It's essentially what's coming down to. And I think with how they said it, that they were going to introduce league rankings or whatever it was that they made the definition on the dev interview, I think it can be done. It's just whether they're willing to do it, if they want to put the work into it. Yeah. So yeah.
I mean, it's a bit of
you and I in about, I'm going to give it 3 or 4 weeks. We're going to talk about an instance where we have heard that one guild cheesed the other by using the stronghold, or whatever this bot stronghold is. Just give it a second. You'll see. In Forerunners, there's so much of the discrepancy that it's really hard to find tight matchups, right? But in global, you know that there's going to be a matchup that is going to come down to a couple percentage points, and the way that they manage to beat it is by using the bot struggle. So you just so this also goes to then kind of penalizing the people that can put up better defenses, or that actually take the time to have their defenses tested and all this stuff, because then people won't touch them. So then they'll come in here and try to get some points off of it. Again, maybe the right thought, poor implementation.
Yeah, I definitely think that's it. That there's some real potential in this idea. It's just such a shame that they've done what they've done, and it's not going to help the players that they're trying to help ultimately. And the players who are excelling aren't going to care. So this isn't going to help the people they really want it to help. I am definitely going to put some feedback in saying that if they wanted to do the bot strongholds, they should have used the season 11 map, because otherwise people aren't going to get the experience they need. And I don't mind it. It's A0 units. I really don't. I think that's a nice idea, and I like the fact it scales based on your account strength. Again, because then it gives you the opportunity to develop. It gives you an understanding of what you're up against, how you're facing stuff. So, for me, they're really easy. I mean, because I generally have my account ungeared in most instances. So it probably looked at my account and go, bloody hell, he's only like 4 million BP because all my gear is off. Because I've been working with someone to work on my Abyss scores. And so we look in it's going, well, you're clearly really weak, so I'm going to set you really weak bot towers. But overall, it could just be if my account was geared before going into the GvG match you started, I might have got different things. So, yeah. Again, we'll see how that pans out.
That's a nice way to close it out. I think I already said what I had my feeling in it regarding. So, but we'll see if any changes are made once people give enough feedback about the bot strongholds.
Yeah. Another thing I spotted on this, and hopefully this will get this out before we go live, before it launches. After they did the patch on Forerunners, I came in to do my attacks on the boss mode here. I came into the challenge, and rather than it being 4 and 4, it was 5 and 3 in here. So they've managed to change how the units are set up for this content. So when I originally set my auto battle, it was 4 and 4, and I can still run that auto battle as 4 and 4. It will happily submit a score, but I can't. Yeah, it won't let me have 4 and 4 anymore.
Okay.
So they just randomly changed the guild the team matchups in here.
It's so funny. All right. Well,
for an Ingrid team, it doesn't really matter, and it just means that you can throw more people into the Nightmare faction or something. So, yeah, it's fine. That was the only fun little thing. But yes, okay. So the controversy of this week. I mean, we try and look for the positive in the game, but it's very hard to stay positive when they start doing this. That.
Oh man, when I saw the version that somebody was saying, oh, this is in the Asian server, and I was like, nah, this has to be Photoshop. There's no way. 6,000, really? No, I'm not. No, this is not. And then what happens? And then we have the week rollover. And then it shows up in Forerunners, it shows up in the global server. Here, you can have a Soulstone of Soul Cadence for how many legendaries is that?
60.
600? 60, right?
Legendaries.
Yes. And the Lords, you're still only selling them for 100. So they couldn't even increase that by, to 1,000 or 1,500, because to me that would seem reasonable, right? You sell 4 lords to get a soulstone for a lord. That's a nice exchange. It's the exchange that we currently have with regular legendaries, right? You sell 4, we get a soulstone of Elowen, we get a soulstone of whichever other hero you're chasing. And then I went and talked to the league people and said, do they have it for the non-lord agents too? And then they said yes. And how much is 3,000? So you have to sell 30 to get a soulstone for carnelian, for example. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no. I mean, and it was like I told Arturos, I'm trying, man. I'm trying to stay positive. But this is like here it's a Vulcan and Soulstone. Sell 660 legendaries to get it. No, man. This is a little bit too far.
No, I mean this is a joke. I mean, no one's going to buy it. No one has that amount of guild currency to pay. Yes, you can get guild currency from Abyss. Yes, you can get guild currency from Nightmare 4 and Nightmare 3, but it's 5 at a time. We're not, even if you were hitting every single day, you would have to be hitting for years to get anywhere near this sort of level of currency available. This is taking the uncommon soulstone mechanic to the extreme to get anywhere. It's just insane. It is absolutely insane. I mean, Fasty's done videos on it. Susie's done videos on it. It's just crazy the amount of that's being put in. I mean, and if you've got an account that is ready to sell 660 legendaries, you've probably got an A5 Soul Cadence or an A5 Diaochan or an A5 Carnelian. That's not what you want.
Yeah, so I don't know where they thought that was a fair exchange. I don't know if this is like them saying we're gonna show them that we are willing to offer these soulstones, but we're going to charge astronomical amounts for you to be able to get it. And like you said, in order for you to collect that amount of awakening, you probably already will have the A5 Soul Cadence or the A5 Rygard, or who else did I see on the list? A5 Morrigan, A5 Torador. You're going to have them already. So it's not even worth thinking about it. So, yeah, I don't know. This one was one of those head scratching. It was like, what are they doing? It's
I've just done some quick sums. And do you know what 6,000 divided by 5 is?
No. Well, yes.
1,200.
300. Yeah.
1,200 is exactly the amount that you need for the uncommon soulstone. And that's what they're thinking. They're thinking you're getting an Abyss. You're getting 5 coins every single day, or something like that from one of those things.
Yeah. Okay. We're not getting 5 awakening coins in the shop from those chests. There's if they maybe they'll think about it, and we're getting fragments for soulstone, and then maybe we could get 2-3 awakening coins per day. Maybe they'll get to 6,000 eventually, but as it is right now, something's amiss. There is something in here that we're not seeing, or that they haven't told us about. That's the only other explanation that we have to this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. For a minute there, I thought that JPEG or whatever was being distributed was a Photoshop, but apparently wasn't. It was real. So that's going to be the new norm. So if you do want a Carnelian Soulstone, it'll cost you 3,000 awakening stones or awakening coins. So yeah, it's up to the Kraken to decide if that's worth it for them. But they most likely already have an A5 Carnelian, so it won't matter.
Yeah. Okay. Fortunately, we don't really have much more to talk about in the game at the moment. Other than the fact the Halloween event is coming, the Halloween event does look pretty cool. Valise and Ezerath look epic, but as Behemoth and Fasty showed in the video, they did not going to get you anywhere near the top chest in Matrix. So there is something else on the horizon. There is another meta shift coming, or there's going to be another way of amplifying boss boss damage in that content that is yet to come, and it's not apparent in any of the leaks that have been seen, any of the leaked kits. There's nothing there that says does bonus damage to Zerberus, and that's basically what we need at this stage to get that sort of multiplier on the damage. We basically need 2-3 times the damage that we're getting, and it's just not available because of the rate the enemies are coming out. So yeah,
no, it might take a couple of more, like I've said, it's going to be a set of heroes. So this might just be the start, right? Maybe there's another set of heroes that come in that complement the kits of these two heroes, right? And then maybe that accentuate their damage a little bit more. It's just like the position, right? We had Numera rework, and then we had Vorn, and then they introduced Nastia. And then they pretty much said, this Lord here is going to amplify what this specific debuff does, right? So then poison damage became the thing for Abyss 1, is essentially what it came down to. So I am expecting that to complement these two other units, that there'll be something that alongside them will complement her as well, and then that'll push the damage that you're talking about. But it'll take time. They're going to try to slow roll this so they can monetize it as much and as well as they can. And then hopefully, going back to the first comment from the opening, is maybe something else rolls out. Maybe, Pantheon bonus, gear slotting, whatever. Maybe, but we can't hold our breaths thinking that that's going to be something that is going to be implemented pretty soon. So, but like you said, we got the Halloween event. Maybe that'll give us a little bit of an excitement just to see if there is
there's new skins coming for Setram and Zilitu, which is nice for those of us who didn't get them round the first time. But they're not the same as the ones which were made available first time. So yeah, I think it's nice to have, and they're going to be on the same sort of deal that they were with Arrogance and Lust. That they're going to be on the discount bundle thing where you buy certain packs and then you get reductions on the skins. So they're probably going to work out to be about $20, $25 for the pair, because I think that's what it was last time. So it's not bad, and the packs themselves were pretty good value. So
yeah, the Zilitu, the original Zilitu and Sertram, those were Ultimate Board exclusives, right? So yeah, I don't think that they're going to make them available unless it's in that manner again, because they wanted, at least those are supposed to be like unique skins, right? That's how the whole ideology played about. So
yeah.
Then after that, in the development question and answers this week, they had a very heavy emphasis on Malrek's Halls of Illusions. Apparently, they're going to be adjusting the energy system and by 3, but at least it's something. Still, it's going to be, it's devastating to lose a keystone if you can't partly complete it, especially now with the 3s and 4s dropping so infrequently. But yeah, they're gonna make adjustments there, and I keep hearing the grapevine that there are other modifications that are going to be made, but we'll see. I want to see them actually mention it before we even talk about it.
They've made such a mess of the volcanic root, the volcanic heart, the heart of the volcano keystones, that they've not actually managed to implement them into a single gear raid. And then they were telling the content creators, "Oh, go and make content about this new map." It's like, but no one other than the Forerunners and the test server people have got keystones for it. So it's been a real mess on that side of things. And yeah,
my understanding was that they forgot to code it into the global patch. even though it was intended.
It's still not on the Forerunner patches, as far as I'm aware. They may have stealth patched it in this one just gone and not mentioned it, like the minus size and the weird thing going on with Wukong. But regardless, they haven't told anyone that that's what they've done. So yeah, we'll see. So.
Yeah, and then aside from that, I haven't heard anything too much in the grapevine regarding any exciting stuff coming about. So we'll just have to wait and see if there's something that comes out for their well, it would be what do they call our Christmas? It would be Winter Festival, right?
Frostfall.
The Chinese New Year is after that.
Yeah,
or the Frostfall. Yeah, that's
Frostfall Festival. I know it because Camille keeps going on about it forever in the camp.
Yeah. Yep. So I think that's probably going to be the two that something will come about, and so that's we'll see if
All right, I'm calling it now. Gwendolyn rerun.
Yeah. Gwendolyn rerun. Hopefully she gets a rework, man. Hopefully there's a little bit of a rework with her if they're going to rerun it. But yeah, that's
I just want her power to match her video. I mean, that would be awesome if they could make it so that her power matched her video.
Right. So we'll clip that and we'll put it as predictions for winter the Frostfall event.
Yeah,
it's going to be a Gwendolyn rerun. Yeah. Because let's be honest, if we have a picker, nobody's picking Gwendolyn. Picker, nobody's picking Gwendolyn.
I mean, I get told she comes alive at A3, but my God, I'm not sticking 600 summons in to get Gwendolyn slowly over time.
And then, so since we're closing this out, and if anybody's still listening or watching, in the comments section, do put any feedback that you might have, whether it's positive or negative. I don't care, because I do like to clip them and send them in, because listen, I'm submitting feedback and I try to back it up with comments. So one of the things that I've been trying to do now is keeping an eye in the comment section for the podcast, because I do want to use it there, to some of those comments. And I use that comment that I asked Arturos, I kind of used it to then ask him, listen, people are wondering if stuff like this is coming. Can you let us know? Sometimes I don't hear anything, but at least it tells them, okay, people are thinking about this. They want to know. And so, sometimes in the dev questions and answers, they ignore topics that we really want them to focus on. This week was an exception because they actually did heavily focus on Malric, but we want them a little bit more, like more information, just to see what their thinking is in the long-term run. So yeah, so I encourage you, put any comments you have, any feedback, and then something that I can share. And at the same time, it does help the channel, right? Because then the algorithm picks it up, and then Arturos can then pick up a little bit more subscribers and push them to the 1,000 mark. So we would really appreciate any help that you can give us in that regard.
Yeah. My final thoughts on Malric is what it always has been, is that I don't mind the energy as long as the rewards are good. I don't mind just expiring keystones as long as the low budget threshold stuff is gone. Because if you're getting the risk reward then comes in and it's like, oh, I lost, but I've hit so many things that actually I don't mind, because I know I've got a good chance of getting the transformation gems, the enhancement gems, all the things which transform your account from a late game account to an end game account, because that's what you need as you get to the end. That's the thing that's going to really transform where you are and how you play the game. But yeah, we'll see what comes of it. They've already made some changes with the skin, with the amount of fabrics, and they are a joke. And I'm glad you're all laughing about them in global now. The 1 to 2 fabrics that you get from the chests. But anyway, that's what's going on. We'll see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.